And joining us today are some good Bible boys. It is the Apocrypals.
Well, Apocrypals is a show where Benito and I, we are two non-believers, and we read through the Bible and assorted texts, the Apocrypha, the extra-canonical stuff, the deuterocanonical stuff, the pseudepigrapha, but we try not to be jerks about it. We try to engage with the material on its own terms.
Yeah, we try to appeal to people of various experiences. Our general rule of thumb is, if you can understand the X-Men, you can understand the Bible. So,
which is because I cannot understand the X-Men.
Yeah,
I've read them before, so
it's kind of wild because, like, if 5 years ago you'd asked me, "Hey, Johnny, what's your favorite Bible podcast?" I would have given you a very strange look.
Yeah.
But, and then you would have said Sunday School Dropouts, of course.
Yeah, that's
popular Bible podcast.
I'll be honest. My response would have been, "They're a Bible podcast? Is that okay?"
Your mother would be ashamed to hear you say that.
My mother didn't know. My mother learned what a podcast was about 3 years after I started doing one.
Yeah, when she turned up
when
to the recording
when
studio.
she turned up to record for it.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, your mom plays a major character on your podcast, huh?
If people are interested in checking out our show, I know, Benito, you like the St. Patrick episode a lot.
Yeah.
And I think that is one of our best ones. That's about the most Apocryphals it is, because I do go through St. Patrick's spells that he casts and identify which spells from the 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons Player's Handbook he is using at the time. He is a cleric with the Tempest domain, by the way, just so you know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah. I like that one's good. We did Revelation for episode 50, which I thought was really fun. And then every year on our anniversary, which is tomorrow. Well, our anniversary would have been 2 days ago because we did launch on April 1st, so everybody thought it was a joke. But we launched on Easter Sunday in 2018, so I consider Easter Sunday to be our anniversary. So every year on our anniversary, we read one of the books of Enoch, which are, if you know about angels having a lot of eyes and wings, Book of Enoch. That's what those are.
Yeah. This is third Enoch, which we're doing this year, obviously, third anniversary, is definitely a text where the author takes that angels have many eyes memes, and they say, "I'll see you and I'll raise you." And they kind of go all in.
Yeah. Third Enoch is a good one. Third Enoch is actually the one when we started talking about doing the podcast. That one that I think Benito was looking forward to doing the most, and he managed to keep a secret about Third Enoch from me for 3 entire years.
That is Apocrypals. We'll be obviously periodically plugging it throughout the stream as well, because that's why we got these guys.
I think it's one of the best podcasts on the whole internet, personally.
It's really nice.
I would agree. But we're not really. I don't think we're going to be encountering much in the way of angels today, because we are. So, as some of you may know, myself and Sasha are currently running a Kickstarter for a book called Odd Jobs, which is a collection of system-neutral role-playing game micro-settings. So the idea is, rather than it being like a huge, expansive world of like, and here is the continent of the undead, and up in the frozen north, etc., etc., it's like, no, you are... you're running a casino in Atlantis after it sank, or you are, in this case, some not great nuns in the south of France, guarding a pit to hell that might be waking up.
Oh, it's also the 1970s for some reason. That's going to be relevant today.
Okay, so yes. So one of the settings, as we've said, for this Kickstarter that we really want to, we really want this Kickstarter to do really well, is Guardians, and that's what we're going to be playing today with the Apocrypals.
Yeah, so one thing to say is this stream is going to have a lot of religious tropes, iconography, etc. If that's something that's going to be a problem for you, then I recommend coming back next week on Sunday. Or if you're just not in the headspace for it, then this will be on the VOD. But if you are up for it, it's going to be a real fun time. Okay.
Oh, and just like we were very careful to do this one on Easter Saturday, because at the moment, obviously, Jesus is dead. So any blasphemies we might accidentally do.
It's a freebie.
It's a freebie, yeah. It's like Palm Sunday, Maunday Thursday, Good Friday, freebie Saturday, and Easter Sunday. So
it's the purge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for 24 hours, all sins are legal.
Get your heresies out now. Okay, so we have done a lot of the like mechanical character creation ahead of stream. But I don't believe that the three of you have chosen which characters you're going to be playing.
I have not yet.
Well, I think Chris has chosen which character he's going to be playing. Chris, would you like to introduce us to the character that you have chosen?
Yes. Are we swapping the names around? Because
go on, swap the names around.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm playing Sister Bernice. Bernice being one of my favorite biblical names. Berenike, the daughter of Herod Agrippa. But Berenike is the same name as Veronica, who is also my favorite character from Archie Comics. So
just a lot of good associations there.
Yeah. So Sister Bernice is good in a fight, I think, is her deal. And we were asked to choose why we were sent to the bad convent. And I think mine is definitely going to be beat up another nun.
Nice.
Nun fight. Just had one too many. It's enough out of you.
Lovely. Okay. Benito, would you like to choose next, since you are our guest?
Okay. So Chris took the name from one and applied it to a different set of stats. Is that what happened?
Yes.
Just now? Or okay, then I want the other one. I want the original Sister Bernice, but with the name Madeline, I guess.
Okay. Oh, they could be two. There could be two Sister Bernices.
There cannot be two Sister Bernices.
I think it's fine.
No,
absolutely not.
I will tell you, I didn't know if there was going to be names on the character sheet, so I was prepared.
You can have your own name if you want.
Oh, okay. My character's name was going to be Hildegard of Bangin.
Nice.
Wonderful.
But
Benito and I had a conversation yesterday about what our names were going to be. I thought about being Sister Merry Christmas.
You can be Sister Merry Christmas if you want.
I like Bernice.
Okay.
I like Bernice. Bernice is good.
I don't know. I'll be Hildegard.
Yep.
But I'll use these
just
Bernice
the numbers,
stats, which is for the smart and good at reading one. So I'm gonna try and really role play someone different from myself. Let's see. Secret. I definitely going with the faked relic.
Nice.
That's me.
What kind of relic do you think you would have faked?
Well, as I am from the Rhineland city of Bangen, across the Rhine from Bingen, with a more famous Hildegard. I enjoy Saint Alban of Mainz, patron against kidney stones. So I obviously have some kidney stones of Saint Alban, which were actually just they were just pebbles. But you
can't go at a relic. Sash, that's what they are. They're
These
body
are
bits.
pebbles. I can
They're
go at a pebble.
Yeah. I think kidney stone of Saint Alban of Mainz. I think that's it. I think I feel like she's very devout, but also completely accidentally heterodox.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like she embraces so much of things that her superiors would not like at all in her enthusiasm for local customs and things. Too much folklore, too little orthodox, I think.
Nice.
So I'm going to be Sister Madeleine. and I'm pretty sure that I spread some rumors that my previous abbess was a witch. It was all it was just a joke. It was all fine, but it did get a little bit out of hand. Got back to the bishop, and things got a little bit messy. No one was no one was excommunicated, no one was killed. It was just, but it got a little bit away from me. It's just a fun prank amongst sisters that that stopped being fun for Sister Madeleine when she got transferred.
Okay. So your characters are pretty simple, but one thing that's going to give them some more flavour is that we're using a system called the Cthulhu Hack today, everybody. I've brought this copy of it to show the class.
It's backwards.
Are we flipped?
We are, so that when we...
Why did I try to... as if you were going to see it the right way? It's not transparent.
We are flipped because otherwise we'd be, when we're talking to Benito and Chris, we'd be facing the other direction off camera.
Okay.
And that drives chat up the wall if the ways that we are looking on the screen don't seem to match. So yeah, we are backwards. It's also why, according to OBS here, you're Johnny and I'm Sasha.
Well, this is my one of my favourite systems at Ulyshka. It's really good. It's real cheap too. So one thing that the Cthulhu Hack does is has special moves, and I have decided to do something quite fun with this. So I have asked Chris, Johnny, and Benito to all bring me a favourite Bible verse, and I will be creating special moves for them based on their Bible verses. So, Johnny, we went last with you.
Yes.
For the secrets.
So
what is your Bible verse?
My Bible verse for Sister Madeleine will be Jonah 4:9. And God said to Jonah, "Dost thou well to be angry for the gourd?" And he said, "I do well to be angry, even unto death." It's Jonah being a big drama queen about how angry he is that a pumpkin died, and saying that he's so angry he wants to die.
That's a really strong verse. Okay, I'm going to...
One of the all-time greats.
Okay, I'm going to say, so I think your special move should have something to do with, like, melodrama.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm going to say that twice in this session,
Ooh.
you can blow something wildly out of proportion to center your emotions in a situation that is not about you.
Absolute center of attention.
And therefore become the center of attention. Like,
Okay.
as long as the situation is not as serious as you
So
are making
essentially,
out,
I have twice in this session I can throw the
you can
biggest,
throw basically a tantrum,
the biggest, just
and everyone will
bit of
have to
drama.
listen to you.
Fantastic.
Okay?
Very excited for this to happen. Okay, I'm very sorry, chat. I hope you forgive me. I'm going to need to put the cat out of the room because he's literally trying to
get into
eat.
the box.
He's trying to access one of the box lights.
And it's not a good place for him to be in there.
He's very well illuminated right now. It's very dramatic, but also.
Okay, while Johnny's doing that.
No, he's got it in
Oh
his,
no! Hang on, I need
glove.
to give him a hand.
Hold on. The cat is fine. The cat is not
Okay.
upside down at all.
We good?
Yep.
Yeah. So, Benito, what is your Bible verse of choice?
All right, I'm gonna pull from the Deuterocanon. I'm
Ooh.
gonna go 1 Maccabees 2:62, which says, "Do not fear those sinners, for their splendor will turn into dung and worms."
Oh, that's a good one. So I'm going to say your special power is going to be to do with, like, outward displays of, well, showiness, I guess, like anything too ostentatious. I will say that you have extra resistance to any like ostentatious displays. So should it come up that you might have to roll against that, I will,
like mind control or glamour or that sort of thing.
just in case, I'll be asking you to roll with an advantage. So that means you roll twice and take the best result.
Okay.
Okay, and Chris.
I have a real hard time narrowing these down. I actually have my spreadsheet open right now, which is called Rawest Bible Verses, which is the spreadsheet that I keep of my favorite bits and pieces of Scripture. Both of yours are on my spreadsheet, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know why. I pulled mine off the spreadsheet.
Yeah. And there's a lot of really good ones. Like, should I let people vote? Is that what I should do?
Yeah, like
Our chat does love a poll.
Give us
Okay.
three, and Mods, are you okay to put together a very small poll, just a very quick one about good Bible verses?
All right. So this is the first one. This is from the Book of Isaiah. This is Isaiah 14:23. I will make her a swampland and a region for screech owls, and I will sweep her away with a broom of destruction. That's a fun one.
That's
intense.
Very intense.
I thought about putting Isaiah 54:17 on there, which is no weapon formed against me shall prosper. But if Benito's already got the resistance thing covered, I don't want to overlap.
Yeah, absolutely.
So instead, I do want to go with Judith 8:32. Then Judah said to them, "Listen to me. I'm about to do something that will go down through all generations of our descendants." Which was true. It turned out.
But what a flex!
And then for the third option, this is maybe my favorite Jesus quote. This is from the book of Matthew. This is Matthew 23:27. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! You are like whitewashed tombs, which appear beautiful on the outside, but inside are full of dead men's bones and every impurity.
I forgot Dead Men's Bones. That's a great one.
Whitewashed tombs full of dead men's bones. That is a beautiful. Those are in the red letters.
So we've got Screech Owl Swamp.
Yep.
We've got Hold My Beer. And we've got Dead Men's Bones. To be fair, I can't take full credit for Hold My Beer. I just saw that in the chat.
It's very good.
Well done, chat. Okay, so we've got a poll running at the moment.
Okay, it looks like look at me, I'm a stunt.
Yeah, it looks like Hold My Beer is winning.
The front runner. Okay, so it looks like we're going with Judah. Everyone vote.
Judah's a real crowd pleaser.
That's
okay.
True.
Okay.
That's definitely another one of our episodes I would recommend to people coming in for the coming in fresh to the show. Definitely check out the Judith episode.
Oh yeah, no, it gets wild.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this is gonna be a once in the session power because I think it's gonna have to be quite punchy. Okay, once in the session, you can choose to do something totally overblown, and it will succeed. Like, it will be an automatic success. But
okay,
the closer to your aims it is, the more I will try and twist it. You can have a monkey's paw once. And it definitely will work. It can be as powerful as you want, but bear in mind it's a monkey's paw.
Alrighty. Get that written down for future reference.
Okay.
And let me know when you're using it. Okay. Right. So, about a month ago, all of you separately, whatever order of nun you were before, you were told by your various mother superiors that your time at that convent had come to an end. You had caused just too much trouble in various ways.
Just going to say, that's exactly the sort of thing a witch would try to do. Get rid of the person, like, you know, I'm I'm not saying that she's. I'm just saying that if she was a witch, she'd probably want to get rid of the person who. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine though. It's fine.
Well, you were told that you were going to be shipped off to the convent Les Sœurs de Vérité, which is broadly known as the place you send nuns you want to get rid of. Not very many nuns last much longer in the church once they get there.
Just to be clear, is that like... It's not that they just disappear.
It's not so it's either that they choose to leave the nun life, or that they tend to be very old and die, or they get sick, or like it's not one thing, but it certainly doesn't look suspicious. It looks much more like, oh, you were already on your way out, so you've been sent to Les Sœurs de Vérité.
I didn't choose the nun life. The nun life chose me.
So the one thing that you know about Les Sœurs de Vérité before you come, apart from the fact that it's where you stick the loser nuns, is that it's kind of... It doesn't really have a particular flavour of, like, order. It's just the designated place where nuns go to guard this pit. It has been written into doctrine and law that there have to be some nuns to guard this pit, which local folklore says is a pit to hell, but obviously that's not true. It's just a big hole in the ground. When you get there, you're told they've not had very many nuns for a while. It's basically the Mother Superior and Sister Marie Therese, a kind of oldish 60-something nun, and then the three of you all arrive together. You've been here for about a month, exploring the town of Montancienne. You are all sisters who go out into the world, not like cloistered nuns. And it's various village residents. The pit did turn out to be just a big hole in the ground. Not very exciting, and frankly, there's not a lot to do here.
I think I keep nudging Sister Hildegard to like throw one of her kidney stones down it. Just being like, no, it's good. Like hell would hate that. Hell would hate to have a relic in it.
Oh, for sure, and I'm very confident, no matter what the official story is, that it's definitely a hellmouth down there, for sure.
So what about Sister Bernice and Sister Madeline? What do you think of the pit?
Well, I mean, it's a hole. Like, I can't see the bottom of the hole, I assume.
No, it's a really deep hole. No one's ever managed to find the bottom of the hole.
I definitely would want to, like, throw something in there, like a pine cone or a stick, or one of them nuns from back in my home convent looked across me.
Yes.
You can throw a stick or a pine cone in, but you won't ever hear a sound of like plonk or anything like that. It just falls.
Based on her past, I feel like Sister Bernice is very concerned with the corporeal. So until I see something coming out of that hole, then it is a hole as far as I'm concerned. Is there like a wall around it, like a well?
So it's in a walled garden, and the walled garden is just like a poorly kept garden with some shrubs and grass and stuff. But around, like in a ring around the hole, there is no vegetation.
It's like the Devil's Tramping Ground.
Yeah.
Which is a place here in North Carolina where nothing grows.
Oh.
Because the devil stomps on it.
That does check out. Like, the devil's pretty salty from what I understand, so... I think Sister Madeleine doesn't... Like, Sister Madeleine thinks that it's, like any local folklore, it's kind of rubbish. But Sister Madeleine also is very keen to, like, big it up in the town, and is very much, like, taking it to heart. There's like, oh yeah, no, I've seen the stuff you see, like the dreams you have watching over the pit. You know, it's.
Do you ever say these things in front of Mother Superior?
No. Sister Madeleine has learned that lesson. But yeah, like any time she's with anyone from the village who she thinks might buy it, she's definitely bigging up. She's not like I saw a Satan climbing out, but there's a lot of like you hear things like echoes from the pit and the dreams of hellfire.
I mean, to be fair, you do sometimes have a dream of hellfire or similar, but the convent is old, it's big, it's echoey. A few nightmares are bound to happen.
It's probably normal.
Oh, I should mention here, before we go any further, that today I am running a session called Stairway to Hell, and it is based on an adventure seed. So all of our micro settings come with a campaign of 3 to 4 sessions, like full sessions that you can run to tell a short but satisfying story in like a month's worth of weekly sessions. But they also come with 10 or so, like 1 or 2 sentence, just, we call them adventure seeds, just little ideas for you to riff off. And I thought, well, today I'll run one of those and kind of give a bit of a demonstration of how you might do it.
And for those who have joined us since the top, we are very specifically plugging our Kickstarter for Odd Jobs, which is a collection of, at this point, 11, possibly 12 if it goes really well, micro settings, of which Guardians, this bad nun simulator. I think we've very much tried to make it as just straight down the line as possible.
It's like the Stardew Valley of convent life.
Is one of those micro settings. So if you haven't had a chance to back it yet, please do.
Okay, so it is a Thursday, and on Thursdays, you 3 have been tasked with running the church choir.
Oh, good.
So the church in town is called the Church of St. Jude. It is a standard, like, old-fashioned, medieval-fronted, rural parish church. And it's pretty cold and dark in there, and it's a bit dismal. There was once, quite clearly, some pretty nice art, but it's gone now. So you're there waiting for the choir, who are 4 teens who have been sent there in lieu of music lessons. They're not usually particularly punctual or enthusiastic, but you've been waiting for half an hour now, and they still have not turned up.
Okay.
That's frustrating, because I had a song that I wanted to introduce them to.
Oh, which song?
Today. Well, it's the 70s, right? So
yes.
I was gonna do a song that is about the Blessed Virgin Mary, the Mother of Christ. It's called Mamma Mia. It's by Anna Frida, Bjorn, Benny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those noted
holy singers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
a lot of ABBA content on our show.
Yeah, I had when you were setting up this bit, I had a mental list of about 4 songs you might sing. I should have known.
Yeah.
Okay, Sister Madeleine will have a look outside, just see if there's any sign of them anywhere. Do we know roughly where? Do we know who their parents are? Do we know anything about where they live?
Yeah, so they'll be at the school, or they're supposed to be at the school. It is quite a small village. It's like 500 people. Oh, by the way, I may have said a different number in the actual micro setting. If I make a mistake, go with what's in the text. I don't know anything.
If there's any contradiction between what we say here and what ends up getting printed in the book is wrong, and you should take a pen and just scratch it out and correct it. Okay?
And
it's just
please,
a test of your faith.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, please let us know at length. Yeah, so there is a school, which you know where that is, and there's like 500 people in the village, so you kind of have an idea of, oh, one of you thinks you've seen Camille with some woman, like the same woman you've seen working at the bank, and one of you thinks you know where Jules lives.
Right. Well.
So what are the other two names?
Okay, so we've got Bridget, Camille, Louis, and Jules.
Okay.
So if you want to like go out and find them, then I will ask you to make some rolls.
Okay. I'm probably going to. Well, one of us should probably stay here in case they do turn up. I'm probably going to be heading. I'll go to the school to look for them there. Does anyone want to come with me, or you know?
I'd like to take just one look, and then I hear the bell ring.
Yeah, you really shouldn't have scheduled choir practice for the same time as bell ringing practice. It's been a real problem before.
The kids love bells.
It's fine. Rhythm is absolutely core to music.
Yes, which would be great if the bell ringers had any.
Well, you've just got to have faith that what I mean to say is, come on, Sister Bernice, let's go check out the school.
All right, let's go.
I guess I'll stay here then.
Okay.
If that's the plan. We're splitting up. We're splitting up the party.
Yeah, splitting the party early.
That's the key.
Third place we should look.
I always find the key to a successful role-playing game is to immediately split the party.
Yeah.
Like it's like in Scooby-Doo, you want to cover as much ground as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll just go look directly into the hole alone.
Just rappel down the hole. I'll be back in a second, guys.
Okay, well, let's start with Sister Bernice and Sister Madeline. You can go over to the school, and okay, when you get to the school, what's your approach here?
Is there like a reception, or?
I mean, yeah, it's a school. It's just a normal high school, but in 1970s Royal France, which will be very much made up because I didn't go to school there.
Yeah, we all have a mental picture of that, right?
It's very much like it's just your absolute standard Sasha's assumption about what a 1970s rural French high school is.
There's a bunch of like small Madeleines running around with hats and coats. Right?
Yes.
That's French schools in the 70s work. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go up to the French reception and just ask. Excuse me, are Bridget, Camille, Louis, and Jules, are they, have they left? We were meant to have their music lessons, and they haven't arrived.
Well, the receptionist kind of like is doing some paperwork and sort of tuts and says, "We can't give out student information," and then looks up and sees, "Oh, you're Wimples," and gets a little bit uncomfortable. You've noticed a lot of the townspeople are quite uncomfortable.
Oh yeah,
you.
I'm gonna capitalize on that.
Johnny, could you please
just fiddle with the old crucifix? Just you know.
In that case, could you please roll me your smokes?
Okay.
So what you're going to do for the benefit of the chat...
just to be clear, I know that smokes is just what it's called in the system, but also Sister Madeline is chain smoking Galois.
Okay. In the school? I mean, it's the 70s,
everywhere,
so everyone's fine with it. Okay, so you are going to be rolling a D8, I believe.
That is a 4.
That's a 4, so you're good. So on a 1 or a 2, something bad would have happened. So you try and fiddle with your crucifix, shake the rosary beads a little. Remind the receptionist who they're dealing with.
Just cough in a holy way.
And she says, "Let me find out for you." She gets up her... Oh, well, she doesn't have a computer. She gets up her little paper register. And she says, no, none of them are actually in school today.
Oh.
It's possible they're sick. To be honest, we've had a lot of absences. I suspect there's something going around the student body.
Oh.
Well, I guess we should go check at their houses.
I suppose. I don't. I don't really know where they live. We should. Well, let's go check in with Sister Hildegard in case they've turned up at the church.
Sister Hildegard, you have been sat alone in the church with the bell ringing, just discordant and dreadful the whole time. What are you doing to try and just block out the noise?
Probably do one of these, humming to myself, humming that great, sweet new song that Sister Bernice taught me.
It's catchy.
All about Mother Mary. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you can manage to block the noise out. And you guys are going straight back to the church?
I mean, unless we know where any of the kids live.
Could both of you make me a smokes roll, please?
Okay.
To see how well you've paid attention during the last month.
I can tell you, I have not. I got a 6.
Okay, so you both did well. No 1s and 2s. So just for chat's benefit, every time I ask somebody to make a smokes or a flashlight roll, they're always going to get some information, but on a 1 or a 2, something goes wrong for them as well. So yeah, you've figured out pretty much where at least Bridget and Louis live. So you think you know where Bridget lives, and Sister Bernice thinks you know where Louis lives.
Let's split up.
Well,
it's a pretty small town, and actually, you could pass by the church on your way to both houses.
I was going
which
to
are
say,
in adjacent streets.
I think if they're still at home, they're probably not turning up at the church. So we should probably rescue Sister Hildegard from those ridiculous bell ringers.
Yeah. Can we do can I do a quick check just to make sure they're not elsewhere on the church grounds? Like they didn't come to church, come to church and then hide somewhere and do gross teen things?
Yes, you can. Could you make me a flashlights roll, please?
Okay, so flashlights, this is a D12. I rolled a 5.
Okay, great, yeah. So you go around having a look at the church grounds and the little graveyard that's next to it. You don't see any sign of Bridget, Camille, Louis, or Jules. But as you're wandering around to the back of the church, you do notice some other teens that you don't recognize, kind of grouped together in a bit of a huddle. And you notice it's these new fashions these days. They're just getting more and more garish. They've got their heads huddled together. They look ridiculous in their newfangled clothes, and they seem to be sharing something in between each other, like sharing some bits of paper.
What sort of clothing are we talking?
Just like lurid, a bit outlandish.
Okay.
Like this t-shirt, basically.
Yeah.
Le drugs.
Le drugs, but in like psychedelic colours.
I think I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for the other sisters to show up before I confront the strange graveyard teens.
Never want to be outnumbered 4-1 by
teens.
Do not.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll arrive, find Hildegard not at the church, and have a look around. And oh no, teens.
Strange teens.
Right.
I'm gonna march over there and what's all this?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Rolling up my nun sleeves.
Great. I'm gonna let Bernice handle this one. I'll be back up, far back up.
I'll probably be up next to Bernice. Not like very much in the if Bernice goes off on some teens, that could reflect badly on all of us. So just getting ready to be like, no, Sister Bernice, they're not worth it.
Break it up, youths.
Classic good nun, bad nun.
So I'm actually going to ask you to roll on charisma here, I think, Chris. So if Sister Bernice can roll charisma.
All right.
As you just kind of barrel up towards the teens. I kind of imagine you like pushing the sleeves up your wimple.
I was looking for below the number, right?
Yes.
Okay, that did not get below the number.
Okay.
My stat was a 13, I got a 15.
Okay.
So close.
It was close. So you kind of marching up there, and a lot of the teens are looking like, oh, the nun is like a nun is coming. We better be on our best behavior. But one of the other teens,
the nuns, cheese it.
One of the other teens gives you the finger, and then that makes all the other teens feel emboldened to jeer at you and walk away, like with a bit of a speed to their steps. They don't want to get into it, but yeah, that one teen,
The
disrespect, man.
Bernice has a soft interior. She has a complex and rich in her life. I'm shocked, honestly, at these teens of back now.
You never got this kind of behavior at your old convent.
No.
Goodness. Children these days.
I got it once at my old convent.
The teens in Banging on Rhine would never access it.
Have they left anything behind? Is there like anything like?
Roll me flashlights to have a look. I'm getting you to roll a lot. I said earlier I was like, there's not going to be many rolls.
Oh, that's a 2, so it's going down to a D6.
Yes, it is. Okay, so you have a look around. The teens have left. Like one of them's dropped a flyer.
Flyer?
Yes, and unrolling it or unfurling it, you see. Okay, so one time when you were building up these suggestions that your previous Mother Superior was in fact a witch.
Sure, yeah.
You thought that it would be fun to just put a little spice in the mix by adding some light drugs to the food one night for dinner.
So that was me.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And you feel like this flyer really reminds you of that experience.
Well, no,
it's
I mean,
like psychedelic.
Sister Madeleine, like, you know, she wasn't always a nun. She's lived.
Oh, she's lived.
Yeah,
okay, well, forget that. In fact, it's wrong of me to say that you drugged your entire convent.
I'll be honest. I was a bit like, oh, Sister Madeleine goes harder than I thought she did.
Fair enough. Okay, so in your life your pre-nun life, you dabbled in some mild psychedelics, and this is very much reminiscent of those experiences. It is a flyer for a band called Les MacLeod, 4 kind of tall, spangly, like spindly men. Also, it's spangly outfit.
Spangly,
yeah.
With like surrealistic fonts, and frankly, some rather occult symbols.
Oh. Well, I don't. I mean, where are they playing?
So this is a flyer for their.
I mean, just theoretically,
yeah.
Just like, you know.
This is a flyer for their LP. Self-titled, because I forgot to come up with a name for it. Actually, the name of the LP is self-titled. Self-titled by Les MacLeod.
Yeah.
I guess Sister Bernice does canonically like 4-piece bands with spangly costumes.
I hate this. Like they put the title in English just to try and sound sound cultured.
To try and sound with it. And as you're staring at this flyer, you see these symbols like they feel familiar in a very unpleasant way.
Ooh.
And you have to kind of catch yourself because you start getting a little bit dizzy.
Sisters, I'm fainting!
Oh no! I'll grab the flyer so it doesn't fall.
Good priority.
Sister Madeline will pointedly lie on the floor for a minute before getting up.
Luckily, there's a bench like 5 stumbles away, which you were able to make it to somehow.
Yeah, thank goodness. As soon as she saw that her beloved sisters were not going to catch her, yeah, she's recuperating on the bench.
Can I take a look at the flyer to see if there's anything from my personal experience I recognize? Any of the symbols or anything?
Yes. Could you make me a faith roll for that one instead of...
Faith roll? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see. My faith is a D8. Okay. 3.
Okay, great, yeah.
So that's just barely, right?
Yeah. So, yes, you do recognise some of these symbols. You've spent a lot of time in the library at the convent since you came, and these aren't symbols that you saw anywhere else, but you've noticed them coming up again and again in some of the more esoteric texts.
Okay.
And some of the journals from previous Mothers Superior. You kind of get a little bit of a headache looking at them, but you noticed that the first time you saw them, and you've built up a sort of resistance now, like you managed to catch it and look away.
Role-playing games are great because they allow you to have experiences that you would not be able to have in real life and be people very different for yourselves, like Benito, playing someone who reads a lot of esoteric books in the library.
And then gets a headache.
Yeah. Or me playing someone who is into ABBA and rude.
Or me playing someone who's a complete drama queen. So, got a couple more Ko-fis from, this is from the Captain. Howdy all, I come bearing fun facts. Not too far from my hometown is the town of Boring, Oregon, as well as the Boring lava fields. The sister city of Boring, Oregon is Dull, Scotland. Also, St. Lawrence is the patron saint of chefs and comedians because he was martyred by being roasted alive, and he told the Roman guard, "Turn me over, I'm done on this side." Is that a true fact, Benito? Or is
that why they call it a roast?
What, in honor of St. Lawrence?
When comedians are doing roasts.
That feels like a coincidence to me, but
I think that's it.
He's definitely saint of comedians because of his sit quit there.
And Corendite, actually, hold my drink is gonna go up my. I'm gonna go up my pledge. It's a pleasant month, and I'm gonna treat myself. Wonderful, thank you.
Nice. I'm gonna check in how the Kickstarter's doing because I have no self-control.
It's been like 48 hours, and we're like, oh yeah, let's do something else. We'll just watching some TV. No, just reloading because.
The good thing about it is constantly checking does really lower your stress level about it.
Yeah, it's nice. Like it's a really weird thing about like Kickstarters is because of the way it works. Like you can fund really quickly and then be like, oh great, now let's get to the actual campaign. Because like it's one of those things where like you've got to set your funding level at like the lowest possible thing you could do it for. So like. I've seen so many people be like, "Oh, we only just funded." That's actually really, really tricky because so we're very much like, wanna hit those stretch goals.
Where can we find this Kickstarter?
Oh,
well, I believe that our wonderful mods, who are at the moment Jessica Crimes and Dretacup in the chat, have the link to the Kickstarter, and I believe they post it.
But I will also I'll post it to you guys because I assume you guys aren't actually watching the stream at the same time as being in it because that feels like it would be counterproductive. Actually, you know what? This is not great content. I will send them the link after this session.
No, Johnny's sending emails. Brilliant viewing.
I mean, you say that I literally like about 20 minutes ago. I literally saw an email. I was like, oh, I want to. No.
So you have found this flyer.
My life is fascinating.
It is somewhat weird, and your teens are not here, and the other teens are dicks.
All the teens here are either absent or assholes.
You guys should do a new separate micro setting that's just about how teens are dicks.
Well, I think we are.
We actually have got
one planned for our next bunch, which is like
sewer teen focus,
like teen sewer monsters.
Can you believe Johnny's never seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
What?
Isn't that wild?
But there was weird stuff with them over there, right? Like they weren't ninjas.
I mean,
wait, what?
I think Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles was like a rebranding thing. Like I was aware of them, I just never actually ended up seeing the show.
Well, I have something planned that is not going to make much sense to you.
No, I understand. I know. I get the references. I've osmosed.
Do you get the references, or like you don't get the references?
I understand the references. Anyway, I was too busy watching Batman the Animated Series and the short-lived BattleTech cartoon.
What is that good?
No. Oh no, the Batman the Animated Series is brilliant. Batman the Animated Series is
I've heard
so good.
That.
You should check it out, Chris.
Hot take.
Hot take.
Anyway, sorry. That's.
Is there a music store in town where teens are purchasing this long-playing record?
No, there is not a music store in town.
Is there like a mail order address?
There is not a mail order address.
Interesting. So where are they getting?
Are teens just dropping money down the hole and seeing if a record comes back?
Who can say?
Well, I'm going to go and see how. Did you say Bridget was one of the ones that we need the address of? I'm going to go and check on Bridget, see how she's doing. Do you sisters? Now that I've fully recovered from my tremendous shock, thank you both for your support. Do you wish to join me?
I think it would be best if we all went, because I don't want to get outnumbered by those rude teens.
No, it's safety in numbers against
numbers.
Numbers.
Safety in numbers.
Numbers.
Numbers. Yeah, numbers.
Okay, well, it's not far to Bridget's house because it's not far to anywhere, and you can all
just potter
off
over
there like a little band of penguins.
That's quite insensitive.
I do
actually.
apologise.
That's a stereotype which the nun community has worked very hard to share.
Yes, some nuns wear blue habits, for instance.
They do.
Right, so you get to Bridget's house. It's a regular old house. They're all like little terraced cottages that are all cute and picturesque, and they've all got little front gardens with herbs.
Oh, that's
yes.
Nice. Can someone else knock? I'm still feeling very, very weak.
I'm already knocking. Yeah, I'm giving it the old.
The sleeves are already rolled up.
Yeah.
You know.
So the door will open, and Bridget's father, Monsieur Pierre, Monsieur Pierson, will open it. And say,
Bonjour.
Bonjour, sister. How can I help you?
Should we have maybe learned a small amount of French before writing this micro-set?
I speak French.
Okay.
Like, real badly.
I got that one. I will ask you, Brigitte.
And
Mr. Pierson.
Monsieur Pierson will say, she is in her room.
Oh no, he's got an English accent.
He's actually English. He moved here for work.
Oh.
He's a farmer.
It's just Pearson. His name is Pearson.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we've just all gotten it messed up.
Yeah.
I will tell him that she is supposed to be in choir practice. I have a very good new song. I think it's going to be a hit.
Non! She told me that all the choir practice was finished today. This is not like her. She does not usually lie. If you're offended by my fake French accent, French viewers, please know that it is in fact a very bad fake British accent in this universe, and so really I'm making fun of myself.
Well, when did she get sick? Is it contagious? Her other three little friends are also not around.
No, she is not sick. She just told me that school was cancelled today, and that also the choir practice was also cancelled.
And you...
Pardon me, my French is not so good.
Sorry, she just said that school was cancelled, and
it's Thursday. It's just on Thursday.
Oui, but remember, we are in 1970s south of France, and their school weekdays are very strange to me, an English person. I do not understand it. Usually, we used to take Saturdays and Sundays off, but here, you take random times in the middle of the week off all the time.
This is according to Bridget, your daughter.
No, it is actually true.
Oh, is it?
Well, not random, but yes, they would have like a Thursday off and then also a Sunday, and go to school on Saturday morning. Is what I have learned, me, Mr. Pearson, from being here for, let's say, 18 years. Long enough to have a daughter who is a teen.
But not long enough to shed the accent.
But she's here at home. She's here in her room.
Oui, she is here. She is how you say? She says she is listening to the spiritual music so that she can learn better for next time. I shall call her Brigitte. Brigitte. And Bridget appears.
Much like the Candyman or Beetlejuice. Drop it 3 times.
Yeah.
She I will grumps down the stairs.
I will very sternly regard Brigitte.
So you will notice, like, you've spent about a month's worth of choir practices with Bridget, and you really felt like you were getting through to her and the other teens, you know? Started off really tough.
She was really buying about the pit, like, you know... She I was being like, oh, the pit's pretty scary, and like she seemed to buy it. I mean, she understood the truth. I was talking.
But today she is regarding you with real teen grumps, and you also notice that she's dressing a little differently. She has upped her eyeshadow. She's not usually like a big makeup wearer. There's like a single chemist sort of shop in the village where they sell like a counter of makeup, and she's basically taken the most lurid shade that they have, which is probably like a slightly pinker shade of peach, and then like a bit of a gold, and just sort of rubbed them like intensely.
So how would her style compare vis-a-vis the Surly Graveyard Teens?
Yeah, it certainly looks like she has shot for that and maybe rolled a 3.
Have we been invited in, or are we still on the doorstep?
No, you're still on the doorstep. You haven't yet been invited in. But at that point, Mr. Pearson was like, where are my manners? Please come in for a cup of English breakfast tea.
That's a relief, because like
I also
vampires...
have some crumpets if you would like.
Oh, crumpets, disgusting.
I'm gonna go into his dining room and return with a chair that I will then turn backwards and sit down on. Awkwardly, because I am wearing a full habit. And I'll be like...
Was that a move that you busted out on the teens the first time you met?
Yeah. Just, do you want to tell me what this is all about? You were supposed to be at choir practice today.
I feel like at our convent the scared straight routine works better because we could just like see that big hole. That's where you're going if you don't straighten it. So.
And also, all of us are here because we are terrible nuns. So, very close to scared straight.
We're here to show you that there are consequences to your actions.
So I'm gonna like while Sister Bernice is doing that, Sister Madeline's gonna go over and just like, is there like a table lamp that she can just like angle down slightly
Yes.
Just towards
is.
Bridget.
Yeah. And what about Sister Hildegard?
Back. I'll stand back. Stand back. Arms crossed.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say Sister Bernice is probably taking the forefront on this one. So Chris, could you roll me your smokes score?
Okay. Someone says, "Oh, I got a D10 on that one." Let's see. Here's a good D10. 10.
Nice. Okay. You know what? She really does start to look a little bit sort of a mix of shaken and moved. You know, she's certainly intimidated by the bright shining light and the scowling nun in the corner. But also somehow that like turning the chair around, sitting on it a la like Riker, and then doing the whole I'm not a regular nun, I'm a cool nun. That actually really worked with her. You know, you two had a connection.
That's how you get through to these kids.
Yeah. And she'll look at you and she'll go, I'm sorry I wasn't at choir practice today, Sister Bernice. It's just... I've been feeling so much ennui with my life lately, and I just felt like I needed to do something for me and get in touch with my inner self. So I decided to take a day off to listen to my favorite music.
I mean, same. But
Yeah.
Like, that is very understandable. Goodbye.
Yeah, fully.
Self-care is very important, Bridget.
See you next week. Yeah.
But Bridget, that's fine. But you said you would be at choir practice, and all of your petit amis are also missing.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I didn't think that nobody would be there. I thought you could still do choir practice just without me today.
No, I'm afraid none of them have joined us. They have all decided to give in to the powers of hell and just, abandon their responsibilities to the church.
It's not the powers of hell, sister. It's just prog rock.
I don't know what those words mean, but I'm pretty certain. I'm pretty certain it's rock and roll.
Maybe in your day. Look, I'm sorry. I don't mean to disrespect the music that we do at choir, but Les Malacords are just something different. They're music like you've never heard them before.
Where did you get this music?
Oh, someone at school gave it to me.
Well,
wait, I don't know. Is it possible to bootleg records?
Well, maybe.
Drum a record?
Maybe we should go upstairs and see what music you think is so superior to praising the Lord God
and his Mamma Mia.
And his
Sure.
and the Holy Virgin Mamma Mia, yes.
Yeah.
Oh well, I can lend you the record if you want.
Yep.
Yes, all right. I think.
Yes, please.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I can just get another copy from my friend Jean. She's selling them at school, so I'll just get another copy from her.
This is there are sins against the Lord, and then there are sins against the RIAA, and that's like RIAA. I guess.
Where is she getting them? I didn't think that there was a record shop in the village.
Oh no, I think she said something like her uncle works at the label or her dad's a roadie for them. I can't remember. But yeah, hang on, I'll go and get it for you. So Bridget comes down, the LP in her hands. The artwork's very similar to the flyer that you saw. And she'll go to hand it over to Sister Bernice, but she'll just stop short of actually handing it over. she kind of pushes herself into, just stops short. Just actually, maybe I'll just see if Jean can get you your own copy.
You can't take back an offer. Oh.
You can't break your word to a nun, Bridget.
Twice in one day.
Yeah.
Try again. No, you're right. And she'll. No, I'll just see.
I'm just gonna snatch it.
Okay. Could you please make me a dexterity roll?
Oh, yeah. Okay. It's not my best. Oh, I got exactly my number.
That's not great.
Pass or no?
I'm afraid no. So you do manage to grab the LP, but she is also holding onto it with, some might say, a supernatural strength.
Okay, I'm going to.
And the record snaps. Bridget.
Well, now no one has it.
Screams. No!
I feel like we've all learned a lesson here right now.
Bridget just starts on a tirade. All the bad French words that 9-year-old taught me. Wait, how could you do this? This is not fair. This is the one thing that I had that was important to me, and now it's broken.
You could have just You could have just given it to me like you said you were going to.
I said I would get you your own copy.
Well, now you can go get another one, can't you?
Oh, it's not the same! And she'll, stomp off to her room.
Just take these two halves.
Yeah, let's take the broken record.
We'll take that.
And the sleeve.
Ooh, yeah, we gotta get the sleeve. Yeah.
Yeah.
So at that point, Mr. Pearson will come in with a loaded tea tray. Is for some crumpets and tea! Anybody want a scone? There's a dog in the background.
Hello, Biscuit.
Everyone says hello, Biscuit. Sorry.
Yeah, Sister Madeline will eat a scone.
Distracted by a passing dog.
I will say, it did wig me out a little bit that AC walked in right as Sasha was saying, and then Mr. Pearson comes in with the tray of tea. I was like, what's happening? The game is invading the real world. They're not Guardians. He's not in real life.
Would you like some Devonshire clotted cream?
Madeline will have a scone with some Devonshire clotted cream, but she won't enjoy it.
I'm going to definitely take that offer. Yeah, I mean, I know we got to deal with, devil meat.
I feel like it's this.
Team me up. Team me up, Scotty.
That's right.
Oh no. Yeah. So we'll have some, and then should we check on the other teens, or should we just kind of assume that it's probably a similar story?
It probably is, but we might be able to get an intact.
Yeah,
record.
right. That's what I was thinking. We might be able to score a non-broken copy of the record.
Monsieur Pearson, how long has Bridget had this record? Have you heard it?
Oh, yes, I have heard the noises, but you know how teens are these days. I remember when I was a teen, and my parents were like, oh, these Beatles, they are just noise. But the teens, they'll have their little rebellious phases.
Mr. Pearson, how old are you? It's mid-70s.
Yes, I lived with my parents for a very long time.
Okay. Just wanted to check.
It's not our business to invade the life of a very well-rounded realist. It's I don't think it's any of our business. Mr. Pearson's very compelling and well thought out backstory.
I am ageless in the way that Kate Blanchett is ageless, no?
Yeah, let's head to who else? I know where Louis lives, I think.
Yeah. So everybody lives very close together here, and you can go to another street that looks very much like this one, but this one's different because it's where Louis lives.
Sisters, why don't you have a chat with Louis? Don't worry about don't feel the need to bring up the record. Just if you want to have a chat with Louis for, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, I'll see if I'll just wait here and see if I can find a copy of the record from
Sister?
a passing teen.
Sister? I was going to suggest something very similar.
Yeah.
It's not crimes if nuns do it.
Well, I mean,
That's
obviously, we will return the record
Yeah,
once we've properly examined it.
I've read the whole Bible, and there's nothing in there that says you can't borrow teens.
No, exactly.
When you need to investigate them.
So let me just get this straight.
Do a swap. Swap out. Put the broken one in the sleeve. Swap out the broken one for the intact one. Give us more time before he notices.
Interesting.
Okay.
I'll take it with us.
Alright.
I will let my faith guide me as to whether to simply steal the record or to replace it with a broken version. Whichever feels. Is
this a theft or a heist, basically?
Yes.
So just to get this straight, you would like for Bernice and Hildegard to go in to visit Louis, and you would like for Sister Madeline to shimmy up the drain pipe into his room and.
Or I could go in and just go to. Or to be fair,
Oh, you're all going in the house.
It doesn't have to be me. I just assume. I mean, I'll be honest. I didn't know that the other two nuns would be into the theft. So
how tall is Sister? Is Sister Hildegard like Benito's height? Like 6'5",
Your nuns
6'6"?
can be as tall or as short as you like.
I'm just saying, like you could stand on Sister Hildegard's shoulders, probably get up a little easier.
Well, it might be.
Stack none.
It might be. Well, maybe one of us could just. Oh no, this is 1970s France, so it would probably be an outhouse rather than a plumbed bathroom.
I just want to create a diversion on.
Oh,
A diversion.
boo!
Well, you know what? Let's just go and have a chat with Louise, and I will keep everyone occupied.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Before we go to the house, because there might be some risky maneuvering, why don't we inspect the record that we have? At least.
Okay, yeah, let's have a look
Okay.
on it.
Yeah, you can have a look at the record. It looks like an LP. Yep. You got that same kind of artwork that you've seen before. It's a snapped LP.
Okay, nothing particularly weird about.
There's nothing
the grooves
particularly
or...
nothing particularly supernatural.
Are there any of those strange esoteric symbols that?
Oh yeah, like in the
saw?
artwork there are definitely, but since you've seen it before, you know
Sold
how to like.
news.
Yeah, it's old news. You know how to like steady yourself. Something not pleasant to look at, but you can
Okay.
handle
So
it
I
without
watch-
fainting.
I did watch
Nothing
the Da Vinci
substantially
Code
different.
last weekend, so I'm good at symbology now.
Yeah, Chris is a professional symbologist now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
congratulations!
Professor of semiotics, which is what.
Yeah. Chris has had the full 2-hour training course. So nothing substantially different from the flyer? On the
Nothing
LP?
substantially different, no.
Okay.
All right. So it feels like the key is really going to be being able to actually hear the recording.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll provide the diversion, and Sister Madeline can infiltrate.
Actually, I think Sister Madeline is probably better suited to be the diversion. Actually, now I think about it.
What is the prime infiltrating stat?
Yeah. What's the infiltrating stat?
Probably.
I would say probably dexterity.
Rough on me. Sister Hildegard?
I'm pretty mid-level. I'm 11.
I'm 7. So.
Oh Lord.
Okay. I think Sister Hildegard tried to get the LP while.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna go up and knock on the door.
Okay. Yes.
So, all right. So what's am I coming in with guys, or am I trying to sneak around?
Well, they're terraced houses we already established, so there won't be any like around to sneak to unless you want to go round the street and through the garden.
So we'll all go in and at the appropriate time, if Sister Hildegard wants to just excuse herself.
Okay, so you'll try to distract. You'll draw attention, and then I'll slip off.
Yep.
Okay.
Infiltration on.
Infiltration.
Yeah,
Okay. So you'll knock on the door, and Louis will actually open it himself.
Louis?
When he sees... Oh, yeah.
Will you please step outside?
Ugh. No, I'm sick.
You are not sick. Young man, you have disgraced yourself. You have Have you been lying to your father as well? You're not simply lying to a nun. You're not simply disappointing some fusty old nun. You're disappointing the Lord. And I'm going to use one of my twice a day, just absolute
Fair enough.
histrionic breakdowns. Yeah. And I am going to be I'm going to try to draw him out to dress him down in the street. So that the others can get in behind him.
Yeah, you can be basically like, you look at me when I'm talking to you, and you come here, young man, and he is just like, kind of petrified into doing exactly what he's told. Yeah, and he is looking very embarrassed, and he's so distracted, just like desperately hoping that nobody walks past to see him taking such a dressing down from the nun, that like all of his attention is focused on the nun and the street.
Yep, and just to be clear, this dressing down is about me. And about how he has disappointed me, and like it's
you are letting down the Lord, and that hurts me specifically.
All right, then I will take this opportunity to try and slip in. So I got to pass a dex roll, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, let's see. So.
But I will give you advantage because of this thing going on. This distraction.
This thing is your husband.
I definitely failed the first roll. Definitely failed the first roll. So, hey, there we go. That's a 1.
Okay.
Let's take that.
Yes, so you can slip in nice and subtle. All the houses around here are laid out pretty much the same, so...
Like a hot nun through butter.
Oh.
What?
So
Is that not the phrase?
You're kind of familiar with the downstairs layout. Wildly, no one ever has invited you up to their bedroom in the month that you've been here. But it's pretty easy to find out where Louis' room is. And when you get in there, you can see spread about the place outlandish clothes of this newfangled fashion. You can see what looks like eyeliner. Or what looks like glitter, and several flyers, and a record for Les Malaccords.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take the record.
Okay.
Let's see. Do I have the old one? Do we want to swap it?
You did talk about it. Yeah, you can choose if you want to swap it or.
Let's swap it just because I feel like it'll give us more time before he notices it's gone.
Yeah.
So
might even be.
So let's do.
Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, might even be he thought that he was dressed down by that nun so hard that record broke.
Yeah, let's just in case. Yeah, let's try that. So yeah, let's swap out the broken one, and yeah, I guess I need to try and hightail it back out of there.
Okay, yeah.
Am I good, or do I need to roll again for getting back out of the house?
No, you're all right. You can just get out. Okay. So it is now about 7:45, and we were going to have a 10 to 15 minute break in the middle of this stream, because we don't usually stream for 4 hours, and it's good to get up and stretch your legs and just not be in a chair looking at a screen for a while. So, and also because it gives our mods a chance to swap over, so they don't have to do a 4-hour shift. So I think now's a good time.
Well, I was going to suggest after we'd listened to the record, or is that going?
I think let's
let's do it before. Okay. Noted. All right. So I'm probably going to stop the stream and start a fresh one.
Okay.
After the break, so that OBS has a chance to relax and think about what it's done. So for now, thank you all for watching. Thank you, Benito and Chris, for joining us. It's been great. It will continue to be great in about 15 minutes. But if you're watching this later on, I don't know, a YouTube or something, thank you for joining us, and see you in the next
imminently
episode. Bye.